I want to start this video with some information that I think is very important. The American Surgeon General declared loneliness a public health epidemic in 2023. It wasn't drugs, it wasn't obesity, it was loneliness. In the most connected generation in history. Because we confused connection with community. We think seeing someone's face every day on Instagram or TikTok means we know them. We think sharing a group chat means we are all friends. Somewhere along the way, needing people started to feel like some type of vulnerability, some weakness. So we build wide, shallow networks, hundreds of contacts, and we call it like social life. It works fine until the job falls through, the relationships ends, the panic attack hits at midnight, and you're scrolling on your phone thinking, who do I call? That's a crisis. And most people won't admit it because feeling lonely is less embarrassing than admitting you're lonely. Something I want you to think about is that not all relationships are the same, and trying to treat them the same is exactly what creates the problem. I want to share with you something that helped me to understand this, and I'm going to talk about an image, 3 cycles. The first one, acquaintances, people you know and enjoy. Nothing wrong here, but they don't know your real life, and that's okay. That's not what they are for. In the circle number 2, the crew. It's a real time, real story. You make inside jokes with them. They get you. Here's where it gets dangerous. Most people mistake this from friendship. Familiarity isn't intimacy. You can share a table with someone every week for 3 years and still not actually know them. And the circle number 3, real friends. The people who know the version of you that doesn't perform, who have seen you at your worst and choose to stay, who will tell you when you're grown because they care. The problem isn't that nobody cares about you. The problem is you have been put in circle 2 people in circle 3 positions, expecting deep loyalty from people who were never actually there, and feeling destroyed when they don't show up. The question isn't why doesn't anyone care? The real question is, have I actually built any circle 3 relationships? And if not, why not? Now I want to share some signals I think we should analyze to determine who are your real friends. The first signal, they show up when it costs them something. Anyone can text, I'm here for you, I'm going to help you, if you need anything I'm here, just talk to me. But very few people will actually be there. Watch what people do when showing up is inconvenient, expensive, or uncomfortable. That's the only data that matters. Imagine it's like 2 a.m., you're feeling so bad, and you call your friend and he lives like 40 minutes away from you, and he's like, yeah, no problem, I'll be there in like an hour. Signal 2, they tell you things you don't want to hear. A friend who only agrees with you isn't a friend. That's like an audience. Real friendship risks the discomfort of honesty. If everyone in your life just validates you, you're surrounded by people who don't respect you enough to tell you the truth. Signal number 3. The relationship exists in both directions. Stop texting first. Stop making plans for them. See who reaches out, who texts you. The silence will tell you more about your friendships than 3 years of hanging out. Signal number 4. You can be quiet with them. Real intimacy includes sitting in a car saying nothing and it's not being weird. If every moment has to be performed, you're not friends. Signal number 5. You feel lighter after seeing them, not heavier. If you consistently leave someone feeling worse about yourself, like judged, compared, like you have to be on the whole time, that's not a circle number 3 relationship. That's a performance you have been attending. Now this is the part I want to share the experiment I did on my life. I actually did this with a friend group. I stopped texting first, like, hey, what are you up to? Want to hang out? Want to go to the beach? Go for some food? And I just waited for them to text first. out of maybe like five people, only like one or two reached out. And that didn't make me angry. I felt like very, very grateful because it clarified everything. I stopped pouring energy into places where it was disappearing. But here's the harder part of what I learned. The experiments also exposed me. I realized I had spent years being an acquaintance in my own inner circle, always like being superficial, always presentable. You cannot have real friends if you never show anyone your real self. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's the price of admission. Now, to finish, I want to share this story that we find in the Bible, Jonathan and David. This is the most radical freshen ever recorded, and I think it explains everything we have been talking about. Jonathan was the prince of Israel. By every logic of that world, David was his rival, the one people said will replace his father as a king. His father wanted David dead, and Jonathan chose David's side anyway. He warned him of the plots, gave him his robe, his armor, his own weapons. When David was running for his life, Jonathan went into the wilderness, into the danger, just to find him and encourage him. The text says he loved David as his own soul. Jonathan had everything to lose. Staying close to David was politically dangerous and went against his own family. He stayed anyways. That's a circle number three, of course, not based on what you get out of it, not on convenience. I choose you. And the question isn't whether you have a Jonathan in your life. The question is whether you are one for someone. If you are the Jonathan. Because the only way to find your Jonathan is to be someone's Jonathan first.